Is a estate agency the best job in the world? Today, I'm joined by Lee Pendleton, who is an estate agent from London, 9 branches, recently just sold up his business and now is a guru. Um,
Guru, definitely not guru.
Lee, is a estate agency, why is a estate agency the best job? Why is it so incredible? Talk to me.
For me, it was definitely the best job. I'm being a lover of property. I'm fascinated about business and I'm motivated by people. Getting into agency when I was younger was brilliant. Gave me lots of freedom. It gave me the ability to sell because I love being in that sales position and command my own life. From a monetary point of view. If you're on a fixed salary, you know you're getting that. That's it. You know you're getting. If you're on a commission-based salary, then the world's your oyster with how much you can earn, right?
Does money motivate you, or the things that money buys you motivate you? Or is it the deal, getting the deal? The money's almost the byproduct.
The money's the byproduct. The deal is the
Is
hit.
it that's
It's the
everything.
hit. Absolutely. I think once you get that acceptance, not just the hit, and this made, I don't want to come across the wrong way. You're actually giving somebody the best service you can, and you're putting them at the happiest moment, or one of them of their life. To see somebody,
Yeah, to move from one chapter of their life to the next.
it's phenomenal. When you get that feeling from other people that they're their happiest moment, you feel happy. So it's quite a selfish thing as well to want somebody else's happiness, but that's part of it. When someone exchanges on a property, they are one of their most elated positions of their life.
Why is it though that in losing London numbers that only 1 in 3 or just over 1 in 3 homes that a London agent puts on the market, nationally it's 1 in 2, actually go through to exchange and completion?
There's so many factors around that question. You could easily blame an overvaluing situation, easily. A change of circumstance, people testing the water. There is so many, different sort of ideas about why that stat comes out. And I wouldn't just blame it on that one, oh, people overvalue it and it comes off the market. The client, obviously, who instructs you, they are responsible for that as well as the agent,
Yeah,
right?
there has to be some responsibility. But
Correct.
coming back, we said, is it the best job in the world? Do you think estate agents are addicted to the listing and not the sale?
It depends what department you're in. I think property, the love of property is the number one. Seeing different, for me,
Isn't it the love of the people?
it is, it's a bit of both, but it's the love of the property. For me, I always love property. I always will love property. Seeing many different styles of property, then coupled with helping people, tell them what can be done to a property to maximize its value or maximize its, home space and living space. So that was the other benefit as well, is you can become, as long as you've spent enough time in the business, a real advisor, not a expert at 20 years old.
That sounds wonderful. It sounds like Happy Valley, but it doesn't happen in reality.
No, it's not the happiest job in the world either. It's a tough job. It's a real challenging job. But if you have real empathy and if you have calmness within you, you are the middleman. You can sell your own property, you can do your own conveyancing, you can cut your own hair, you can do whatever you want yourself. Will you be good at it? Or do you want to give to somebody who is actually very good at it, could help you along the way?
There's a difference between being very good on the sofa and having lots of empathy, but not actually getting the job done.
Correct. Or communicating, which is the number one problem in our industry, is the lack of communication or hiding behind when things actually go wrong. I always used to say to the team, if something goes wrong, you pick up the phone immediately. What happened in my period of agency is people went from talking to people on the phone all the time to keyboard warriors, to sending an email, ticking a box and thinking a job is done, instead of going, I'm going to have a conversation. If something's gone wrong, I'm going to have a conversation.
So you're 50 years old, you're Gen X, if memory serves you well. You're obviously employing lots of Gen Zs and millennials. Why do you think they're afraid of the telephone?
Because of that thing that sits in front of us, that little phone. that is just such a damaging. It's an incredible piece of kit, but it's also very, very damaging. Because people with social media, that they just their life is evolved around that particular handset, which is it's a shame. I think a lot more people are waking up and going, I don't need my phone, or I'm leaving my phone somewhere and having time without it.
What is it? What is the fear? Is it a fear of rejection, fear of judgment?
It's fear of probably not being involved, when actually, as you grow older, you realize the things that are important to you and things that are not. For me, social media has never been important, but for some people, it is massively important. But it's a marketing tool that's done extremely well by those corporates.
What would your message be to people, estate agents in their 20s and 30s, that are saying, I'm not enjoying this because we started this, is it a best job in the world?
If you like any business, if you want to be in a commission-based business, this can be phenomenal. So the byproduct of you doing really well, working hard, you can earn money out of it. If you're going to go into this business thinking, great, I'm going to earn some big commission, but I don't really have to do much, then you're in the wrong industry. Or you might want to go and hide in a corporate somewhere and you might get away with it. But you've got to go all in. You've got to actually be committed. You've got to get into the office early. You've got to be the one that's making the most phone calls, making the most viewings. You've got to rise above everybody else. When I worked for corporate and when I worked for myself independent, I'd be working 7 days a week. I'd be doing viewings on a Sunday. When other people are sitting watching TV or doing whatever, I'm grafting to cut my teeth to make it work.
Okay, I agree with you on the hard work, but what about this lack of patience, the long game, which again, a lot of you, and even us when we were younger, the ability to realize that the long game is the shortcut. How do you teach that to someone, or does someone have to just realize that, go through self-awareness?
You can't teach it. It's impossible, because even if you go back and try to teach yourself to say, like, what do you want when you're 50? If you say to somebody when they're 20, what do you want when you're 50? The instant answer is, I want to be a multimillionaire, I want to retire, or I don't want to do anything, I want to be rich. Great. Okay, so what's the wealth that money can't buy?
Happiness.
Exactly. So how do you focus on doing that? So I think there is a big shift happening and coming away to obviously that work-life balance, understanding that, but coming away from the BS on social media, which you don't want to get involved with. So I was just speaking to Toby this morning that I haven't read a newspaper for years. I don't read the news. I don't listen to the news. I don't watch the news. The toxic information that comes with that, I do stay on top of current affairs, of course, but the toxic information within that, because bad news sells, that's the truth of the matter, the reality we're in, which is very sad, but the agency business is a good news business. You're helping people on their journey of life. So people have to realize, if you're getting into this job, if you don't go all in, what are you doing? What do you expect to get out of it if you're only 50% committed? If 10% of the time you're on social media, if you're thinking about other things in life, the individuals who actually do really well at the business are the ones that go all in. Lucy used to have a great saying. She'd say, every hour, 50 minutes of hard work, 10% titting about. That's what she should say. And that's totally true. You want to work super smart, super hard, and then you want to have fun. Some people do it the other way. They spend 50 minutes titting about and put 10 minutes in of hard work. That's never going to work in any industry.
I have a premise that the foundations of self-awareness, knowing what you're good and bad at.
Yes.
And then two pillars, one being hard work and the other one being patience.
Sure.
And for every ounce of hard work, you need another ounce of patience. And if you know that, you'll complete a great building, because I use the analogies of buildings, and you'll have a successful life, which obviously you've followed that.
The patience is the absolute key with people, with yourself.
How did you learn it?
You learn it over time. It's not something I don't think you're born with. Maybe some people are, but every human can be impatient. Of course they can. But to understand that, okay, so what's the end game? What do you want to get out of it? And that's how you look at every issue or opportunity. Okay, well, what happens down the road? What happens if I say this and do this? What will happen next? A lot of people are overreactive. They say things, and I've been there as well. I'm no saint, and I'm no anywhere near perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. I'm a work in progress. I'm a learning work in progress, and this is what I'm trying to tell people I'm still learning. I'm still actually trying to upgrade my thinking and thought process. But again, I'm using all of the knowledge that I had to put myself in a different position.
Lee, thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.